knowing. That's really interesting. Oh, shoot. Have you created any backstory for Sheldon that we haven't seen yet? No. I really don't know until they write it, for the most part, any more than I feel like I need to come into a scene. But normally always the writing is so solid that I don't really go making up anything, and they haven't told me anything that we haven't done yet. We find out things so last minute on this show, as far as like the day before we do the table read, they start, we get the script, and that's the first time you've seen it. Advice, oh, somebody senior in high school keeps going by. That's okay. I'll find it. Did you find it fun to slip into Sheldon's character, or do some days seem more tedious than others? It's always fun. The first couple of days working through the new scripts are always tedious in some way, even when it's fun, especially some of the longer-winded passages. Because you can read them, and you can sit at the table read them, and you know what it is, and you know how it should work, or you think you do, I do. And then it's just sometimes you just get so tongue-tied, and you just don't know it yet enough to really spit it out at the run-through and make it where I just spit all over my computer. Betty White from Meemaw. I've not the first time I've heard that, and I would give anything to work on something with Betty White. Who would you like to see? Do you like the idea of Penny and Sheldon together? Well, I'll say two things. I assume you mean romantically, and I say keep dreaming, and I don't think it's going to happen. But who knows? Who knows? Life is long. Some series are too. I love Penny and Sheldon together in scenes. It has been such a unexpected highlight from when we first started doing this show. Of course, Penny and Sheldon were going to interact at some point, but I couldn't have known how fun it was going to be. And I give a lot of that credit to both the writers and to Kaylee. I mean, what a good time. Is it difficult? Oh, okay. What's your favorite episode of the show so far? That's really hard. Is it vain to say I like all of them? Because I do like all of them. I do like some better than others. I'm going to say right now that I really enjoyed that Christmas episode last year. That was very fun to play, and I thought that was so inventive of them, that whole Spock napkin thing. I don't know how they think of some of these things. But then I also really loved last year, Sheldon got locked out of the apartment while the guys went to Las Vegas, and he had to spend time at Penny's. And bring back to Penny and Sheldon stuff, but that was probably the most time we'd ever spent together in an episode as characters, and it was in such a living environment, trying to share dinner together, and how do you talk together, and that was so fun to play. Steve Malaro, I saw his name. How funny. Will Nimoy be on the show? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. I have any advice for a senior wanting to go into film? I assume you mean a senior in either college or high school. I don't know. That's really hard. It's so personal, the road here, I've always felt. Like, I went to grad school, and then I got done with grad school, and I did a showcase with my class, which is where you invite agents, and they come and watch, and then I got an agent from that. But, I mean, that's so specific, So what would my advice be? Take 2.5 years to go to school, and no, I mean, I don't know. Keep doing it. How did you feel at the Emmys this year? I was nervous, but I was happy. I'm a great man. Wow. Have I been asked to host Saturday Night Live? No. And I would be thrilled to do it, and I would be scared to death. Can you imagine? Oh, yay, yay. Am I going to watch Idol again this year? Yes. What TV shows do I watch? I do watch Idol, and when I get the chance to, I really enjoy watching Friday Night Lights. You watch 2.5 Men? I do. Are the elevators ever going to work? No. There's way too much exposition. We have to get it out somewhere. Goodbye to somebody. Oh. What about Xena? Who am I? What show would I want to guest star on? I had said Friday Night Lights before. I don't know exactly where I'd fit in. What other show would I like to guest star on? I don't know. That's a tough one for some reason. My favorite book, I don't know about of all time. The last book I read, which is now out in a movie, which I haven't gone to see yet because I don't know if I want to be depressed, but it was The Road by Cormac McCarthy. And it's not happy, but I didn't care. I sobbed like a baby after it was over. My favorite drink, I don't have one anymore. I used to, margaritas. What sort of music am I into? I'm into a lot of different music. I actually, and this is why I think iTunes is the greatest thing in the world, I was this weekend reading in the New York Times, they did a review of this Ella Fitzgerald concert that she had done back in the 60s. There's like 70 songs on it. And it just sounded fantastic, and I immediately went and I bought it, and I've been listening to that, and it's incredible because I've never really listened to her talk before. And I mean, she's mostly singing, but she does talk between her songs and stuff. It's amazing. Did you read Craig Ferguson's book? I didn't read Craig's book yet, which is shameful if I think about that. You're right. I should have a Twitter. I had a Twitter. I had a Twitter for 2 days, and I wasn't good at it. I don't know. I was not comfortable with it. It was weird. Like I'm talking a lot right now and stuff, but I just felt like the only thing I was really ever putting on there was that what I like to eat, or what I was going to eat, what I was eating. Ask Kunal something. Okay. I have seen JimParsons.net website. I've been led to it. It's a beautiful thing. My favorite place to visit, I don't, maybe I'll think about that. How were you chosen for the Sheldon character, or were you asked to play a different one? I auditioned. My agents got me the audition for this character. I wasn't going in for anything different, and it was very run-of-the-mill, actually, a very typical story. Have I been on Paradox? I don't know what that is. Jimmy P. I've been referred to Jimmy P. Somebody just wrote. Yes, it's really weird. I did a movie a few years ago, independent, and I didn't really have a character name, and they decided to call me that. But what was funny is I used to work as a temp at this online magazine that Microsoft hosted, and this writer there, Edith, used to call me Little Jimmy P. And it was all very fitting because I wasn't very helpful. I was much more of a mascot sort of situation, you know, like a pet that you'd have around the office. And so it was kind of fitting that maybe it was disrespectful, but I was okay with it. Have I been to Starbucks? Yes. I must not have read that right. Have I been to Australia? No. Oh, gosh. Sorry. I'm going to read lower. Do you have any pets? I have 2 dogs, Otis and Rufus. How is there 179, and who are you? Oh, I don't know. Somebody must be confused as to why y'all want to talk to me. Did you ever have a Southern accent? Still do, but you're sweet to say I don't. Starstruck by any celebrities I've met. I knew somebody didn't care about Starbucks. Yeah, I was, by any that I meet to a certain degree. Alec Baldwin at the Emmys really, he's quite a force. He's quite a presence, I guess is the right word. Never been to Chile. The last time the cast hung out together, oh, we got together for Kaylee's birthday, which was just this past week. Shoot. Did I develop Sheldon's tics, or were they developed by the writers? It's got to be both. It's got to be both. I feel like I'm being, in a good way, dictated to by the script. I mean, that's what I want, to just do what they've written. That being said, I'm doing it, so I'm making choices and I'm doing things, and so, but it's in the best way of that situation of I don't know who did what, you know. Most of the time it's like I don't know where that came from. Like the knocking on the door, I don't know if that was written or if we ran across that in rehearsal. Uh-oh. Ping pong details. Some people are probably playing right now because it's 3:53. We had finished a run through, and I came up here, and that's when a lot of ping pong happens. It also happens on breaks.